Right, so the product I'm going to give a go on this is seems to get a lot of good feedback on YouTube. People have done videos on this as well, some really good videos out there if you want to search for it. But I normally use a Servasol, but I did buy some of this in just to give it a go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squirt some in there. So I don't want to get it too mucky, to be honest. So I'm just going to work that in the control, and you never know, this might mean I won't have to change the pot at all. Work it the other way up as well. Right. Let's pop the old amplifier plug back in, otherwise nothing will work. Do really like that modular setup as well. So let's pop the batteries back in and see if that's made any difference. If not, then we're back to the drawing board and new volume control. No.
Soit transformé en France, le troisième est offert. En modalité dans les magasins.
No, not even that's made any difference. Let's pop it off again. So it looks like it's going to be a replacement control. Which is one of these. So a little bit of modification to do to this to make them fit. There's some great information out there on the internet if you do a search. First thing is, it's the wrong size spindle, so that's going to need to be cut down. Lengthwise it's way too long as well. I think that's the only ones I've got. Let's make sure I haven't got an exact replacement here, you never know. That's one from our 600. 20k, 100k, 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 100. No, all 100k's out of Robert's radios. No spare hacker ones. Just going to double check. These are the same, I believe. Yeah. Well, they have got the switch on them, which is good. So it's going to take a little bit of whittling to fit them in. Yeah, fairly dramatic change that, but say you just can't listen to it really like that. So it's a case of stripping it down and getting at the mountains, etc. I've also got to try and work out the best way to modify this. The other option I've got is to strip that control and have a look at it inside, see if I can clean it direct. It's unlikely though. Let's get these off. How can you do it to take the screws out, look? These are a bit of a devil to get off. Well and truly stuck on. Just gently prising in behind with a screwdriver. They start and go in, they will come eventually. Cool. Painful fingers. Painful fingers. Ooh. Cool. God, they made these ones. Didn't want these coming off in a hurry. There we go, that's one. Cool. Right, is this other one going to be nicer? No, he's got the, remember that's got to be glued back on. Oh, he's nicer, yeah. Whew. So let's loosen the other side off. Probably a bit off in the camera there. Let's get you down a bit better. So, loosen these off and take this other side off, and then we should have the dial plate off. There we are. Take the opportunity to clean that up. It's not very scratched, to be fair. It's very thick as well. See, it's really thick perspex. So get all these old station markers off. I know they're very retro, but it just, I don't know, they just make the radio look a bit rough. So they're coming off. Here's our volume control. Again, it's like everything Hacker, it's built like a tank. Look, brass body, and it looks like a steel spindle. It's a shame to stick a plasticky thing back in there, really, isn't it? But one thing that you will notice is in the off position, with the hole lined up, the spindle's in a totally different position. So that again is going to need sorting. I wonder if we can go that way around. Ideally it wants to go that way round, but that would mean drilling another hole over this side. Oh, don't want to drill a hole in my little packer. I don't think so, but I'm going to have to. Okay, so there's some fairly tight wiring in there. So what I shall do first of all is just take some photos so I know where it's all going. So I have got some more of these, but I'd like to keep a record, a photographic record of the radios I do as well. It's always good to keep, and then you can refer back to it if you get stuck with another one. Okay, I've taken the nut off, unsoldered the earth wire that was holding it in. I'm just trying to unravel it now and see if I can fit it through the hole. What it looks like, I'm going to have to lift the wires off of the switch pot, or switch part of the pot anyway. Cool. And looks like they've wrapped those around as well, so I'm stick my desoldering tool on and get that off a second. Okay, there's the control out. As I say, it looks in such good condition. Really got to see if I can save it. Now, the bottom section, the black piece, is just the switch assembly. So there's only two wires. This is the bit we're interested in, this bit up here, which is the potentiometer. So I'll need to grab the circuit diagram in a bit just to see which way round they are compared to the new one. I mean, it should fit in the case, I hope. If not, I might have to do a bit more internet searching. Well, it fits in the hole. There's a bit of slack on it, but so really it needs to be round that way, which means drilling another hole over here. Then I'll have to extend the wires up through. Tricky, tricky. Oh, you can't see that, my apologies. I was just trying it in the case there, in the chassis. As I say, the if I put it around, this bit doesn't line up properly anyway, but even if it did, it's in the wrong position totally. It needs to be around there really, in the off position. So yeah, that's going to mean extending the wires because they're on the other side. So what I thought I'd do is see if we can get this one apart. Zoom in a little bit closer. I don't want to keep going out of shot though. So looking at it, as I said, it looks like this top section's just got tabs on here. I'm going into the unknown again. I have taken the volume pots apart before, and these tabs, unfortunately, once you bend them a couple times, they get very brittle. You try and bend them back and they can snap. I've had one in an old Roberts that I've had to actually solder back on. But anyway, it's just a case of prising them off. So it's got an old screwdriver. Just going to ease them up gently. Say whether I'll actually be able to find anything wrong inside this, I don't know. As I say, I've not been inside one before. Dual pliers. Okay, I'm just going to quickly take a picture of this orientation wise so I know which way it goes back on. Keep the camera out because we should have the insides now. Oh, dodgy, dodgy. Let's take another picture of that. Okay. Let's get everything back out of the way. Clear the decks. Okay. Well, hopefully I'll get as much of this on video as I can, so that collar there just comes off by the looks of it. Then that piece. So there's a carbon track. That to me doesn't look too bad, but what I think is the issue is these pads here. It looks like I'm hoping I can save this, but I'm not sure. Just need to get a magnifier because I'm not sure whether somebody's actually tried to pop a little bit of solder on there, or whether that is corrosion. So I'm going to get a high-powered magnifying glass a minute, just have a quick look at that, just to see what it is. But yeah, the track itself doesn't look too badly scored. There's a little bit down here, but I should just clean that out with some isopropyl and a cotton bud. Hopefully it'll work. Okay, bear with me. Okay, I've just had a look at this underneath my jeweler's loop, and it is obviously corroded, but I can't see it's not been soldered. So I'm just going to go over it with my fiberglass pencil to start with, just to see if I can bring up the front face a bit better. Okay, I have stripped and cleaned this. I've lubricated the switch inside, just squeezing it back together now. Now so far seems to be okay. I'm going to pop my multimeter on it. So get all my cleaning rubbish out of the way. Stick the tester on it and see if we've got resistance and it's altering, because that was pretty scary trying to sort that out. But I hope it was successful. So this is a 50k pot, so between the two outer terminals, $51.8. So yeah, near enough. So look at the slider. That appears to be working that way. Let's try the other way. That'll be good if this is okay. Oh, that will be a godsend. Saves me completely butchering a lovely set. Okay, well that is working. That is working. But it's not whether it's working or not, it's what it actually sounds like in the circuit. So next thing I suppose is to reinstall it and see what happens. Okay, slight setback. I've got that 180 degrees out. So there I've got the pot the right way around. I've got the top trim with the locking tab in backwards. So hopefully we should be back in business. Let's just try that back in. Yes. Right. Put this back on. I'm not going to tighten it just yet. I'm going to just see what the wire situation is here. Tricky. That's what it is. Tricky. Right, let's solder it back together and see what we've got. Okay, I'm just finishing up the soldering now. I've done the top three joints there. Not sure if you can see that. I've done the top three. Just got to do the bottom of the pot now. I am really fingers crossed on this because I would prefer to keep it as original as possible if I can, but we shall see. So let's just have a quick look at my wiring diagrams. So I've got the large red on that pin. Let's get that one done first. Retin that. Retin the pin. One down. Tell you what, these tweezers as well, if you're looking for starting out with a bit of a toolkit, they are pretty essential. Okay. So we've got the red and the pink wire going into the same terminal. I think that is it. So let's get it back in attached and see where we are. Fingers crossed this is fixed to the issue. Let's get you a little bit further now so you can see what I'm up to. Just wiring it back into the chassis. Couple PP9s. Drop them up on there for now. I'm really hoping for the best on this one. Okay, fingers crossed. It does help if you get the amplifier pins the right way around, really. Unbelievable, that has sorted it. That is absolutely brilliant. I'm chuffed to bits for that.
Tigers, not daughters. What have you performed? A father
There's not even a scratch there now.
whose reverence even the head-lugged bear would lick.
It turns off.
Have you madded? Could my good brother suffer you to do it? A man, a prince, by him.
Completely sure that the EU has played a key part in enemies.
What we believe is true. No matter what they call us, however they attack.
Copy on.
That is brilliant. I'm well chuffed with that. Sorted. That was well worth stripping that out. Bit scary, and at least I didn't have to put this in. I got my nice original hacker control. Oh, well made up. So that is that radio pretty much done. I mean, you don't get much better than that, to be fair. I mean, the radio's in really good condition. There's a couple little niggly bits, but nothing major that needs a bit of a clean up on the top. The Rexine needs a bit of a clean. The grill is a little bit loose. It looks like it's let go on this side. Yeah, the pins are broken off. Just a little bit of super glue to just touch them back down. No, really pleased with that. That's a cracking radio. So I'm going to put it back together and we'll give it a final test.